everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel, and welcome to Mystical Munchies, featuring the NecroNomNomNom cookbook. It's recipes and rites from the lore of H.P. Lovecraft, to the shock of probably no one during what I'm terming Mythos Month on the channel, at least for the first half of the month. So we're starting this month's cookbook with the appetizer, Atlach Nachos, which is technically called staring nachos with legs, but I'm taking some artistic liberties with this recipe because, as I've mentioned in previous videos, I didn't get the artistic talent in the family. So this cookbook is a little different in that it really doesn't feature stories, but it does feature a separate ritual for each recipe in an earlier section of the book. Unlike previous cookbooks, I'm not going to share those rituals. You'll have to buy the actual cookbook for those. As always, however, the main recipe as it's written will be in the description down below. On a related note, the ingredients are waiting for us at the table, so let's head in that general direction. The oven should come up to temperature in case you're hearing that preheating. I'm hoping that'll come up to temperature soon at 350. It's not mentioned in the recipe, but I will make sure a note gets into the description down below for the recipe. Anyway, we're going to need half a pound of cooked shredded brisket or pulled pork or chicken. I've got pulled pork here. Taco seasoning to taste. 10 to 12 ounces each of salsa, guacamole, and sour cream. Full disclosure, I've never had guacamole before in my life, so we're going to find out how I like the taste of that. 36 round tortilla cups or flat round tortilla chips. I'm just using regular tortilla chips. An 8-ounce... We're going to go with an 8-ounce bag each of shredded cheddar cheese and a Mexican-style cheese blend. There's the cheddar cheese as well. So with that, let's move into the kitchen and we'll start putting this recipe together. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the taco seasoning and sprinkle it all over the pulled pork. Hopefully I'm not going to burn my hands on this. I could probably just grab like a couple spoons or something if I want to toss it over. That's a lousy sprinkle job, I know, but work with me here. Help if I actually get the wrapping for the taco seasoning in the garbage. Let's see, I'll just grab a couple of spoons here so I can start to at least toss this a little bit. Okay, I think that's probably as good as I'm going to get it. So at this point, the recipe says they want you to separate the recipe and to separate the meat into 36 1x3 inch. What do they call them? Into 1x3 inch bundles and set them aside. But that's part of the artistic liberties that I'm not going to be taking here. That I'm going to be taking with this recipe, and I'm not going to do that. So with that, now we need a large bowl and shot. Next, in our aforementioned large bowl, we're going to take the salsa, that should be most all of it. We can throw that in the dishes right away, the dishwater right away. The guacamole, which again, as I've mentioned, I've never had guacamole before, so this will be my first time having it. Ooh, I'm not sure I like the smell of it though. But we're going to give it a whirl and see what I think. Try to get that in to soak as well. And the sour cream. And the oven just came up to temperature, so that's all set there. I probably should have let this come up to... Probably should have let the sour cream come up to room temperature, but no help for it at this point. Actually, a better idea than a knife probably would be a spatula. Probably be a spatula or a scraper or something to that effect. I'm just going to move the camera back a little bit so I can get at my scraper. Okay. Okay, I think that's probably about as much as I'm going to be able to get out of the sour cream, so I can drop that in as well. Then I'm going to mix this together, but not too thoroughly, as the colors, as everything should stay swirled. So let's see if I can get this just right. Okay, I think that's going a little bit too thorough. But I have a feeling my hunch here is that the thoroughness of how they want this mixed is probably part of the artistic details. No, that's probably still a little too thorough, but I have a feeling the swirling is supposed to be part of the artistic recipe. It's supposed to be part of the artistic aesthetic of the recipe, but again, we're not doing that, so we can bring this out of shot, and then we need another blank plate, then we need another empty plate in shot. Now we're basically just going to put everything together. So we're going to take the meat, put it on actually, no, we need to back the meat up slightly. So what we actually want now is we want our tortilla chips first. It's been a while since I've opened a bag of chips. It used to be that you could easily just pull on it and the top would come off nice and neat. I'm going to grab a pair of scissors. Apparently I've gotten... There we go. Never mind. I was going to say apparently I've gotten weak in my old age, but managed to get it off there. Okay, come on. Alright. I'll get a cover for these. Or a clip, I should say. Okay, now that we've got the meat on there, now we got the chips there, now we want the meat to go on there. Let's see if I can get the rest of this off. Maybe move some of the meat over to get on the chips. Definitely like the taco seasoning on the pulled pork. Okay. Actually, I think we probably wanted to pour the salsa mixture in first. Oh well. So we'll put the salsa mixture on here. Oop. That is... Whoa. Okay, hang on. That is way more than yeah, this is not going to work at all. Okay, let me see if I can just wipe this up a little bit. Yeah, clearly the plate wasn't big enough, but I think that's the biggest plate that I've got. Let's see, do I maybe have another platter that's bigger than that? I don't think so. And what I've got there now is a mess. Yeah, no, I don't have a platter bigger than that, so I'm actually going to improvise. I'm going to turn off the camera for a second while I get my improv solution ready. Not the first time I've flubbed a recipe, won't be the last. So, we can go ahead and pour the rest of this sauce in. The smell is making me kind of hesitate a little bit too, but we'll find out. We'll find out what I think when we move over to my desk for the taste test. Okay, then we're just going to take both of our bags of cheese and sprinkle them on. Again, there are some different artistic preparations that they want you to do in terms of making these look like spiders, but I'm more interested in the taste quality of the recipe. There should have been a notch on the cheddar cheese. There it is. Okay. These are going to be very cheesy nachos, I'll tell you that right now. Alright, I think we'll put that, and then we'll put that in the oven that's been preheating at 350 for about, I think 10 minutes at the most, but I'm going to keep a very close eye on this. Alright, so we'll see you back at my desk for the taste test. As you can see, when I messed up the pour on the sauce, I ended up using a 9x13 pan to recover it. Managed to get the kitchen cleaned up, so now let's have a taste and see what I think. So I usually try to go into these recipes with something of an open mind, but there are certain ingredients that make me nervous for some reason or another. Recipes that have guacamole in them are one of them because I've never had guacamole before in my life, so it looks like I'm going to have a couple of these to see if I can get more guacamole sauce. But let's dig in and see what we can find. I may need to find a spoon or something so I can sample more of the sauce. Oh, here we go. Looks like I got a chip that's drenched in it. Let's see if I can find some of the meat as well. Okay. Found a chip with some of the meat on it. It's maybe just a little bit on the spicy side for comfort, but I actually really like how this recipe turned out. I'm glad I didn't take some of the artistic liberties with it, but it probably wouldn't have looked very good, again, with my lack of artistic talent. But yeah, I really can't taste the guacamole in particular. When I was smelling it separately, you probably heard that it was making me a little bit nervous, but it actually turned out pretty well. Like I said, maybe just a touch on the spicy side. I'm definitely noticing a bit of a spicy afterkick to it now, but it's not bad. And if I definitely glad I found mild everything, because I think anything above that and I probably wouldn't have been very happy. But that's another episode of Mystical Munchies in the books, and the first one for the NecroNomNomNom. Next week we'll feature the side, the oats of Dagon, which looks to be apple crumb squares. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care everyone.